Hello and welcome to another episode of SqEngineering. I'm Splutis and yes, I am starting this video in our bathroom mirror right here. And the reason why I'm starting it here is because it's late in the evening, late night, maybe 9, 10, something. But tomorrow I might be too excited to get going with an intro and just start the things that are intended for the video, so I will do this here. And you don't know this, but I have tried to buy another Supra Mark III to have like a fun car to go out on the streets with and so on. Something that I don't need to be as careful with as the Supra that I already have. But that failed. They are too expensive for what you get. So yeah, too bad. But instead I am turning to a certain European brand, and you will see more as we uncover it or go and pick it up, because basically the only option I have now is to buy it, because I've scheduled a time with the seller and it's about 4 hours away to the north, and I've already paid for a car transport vehicle so we will be driving this vehicle to the north, not very north, but quite far, at least 300 plus kilometers one way. So and a friend of mine have rented this vehicle before, and he said it was a bit noisy, so I'm not sure how much I can talk while we're driving. My wife is coming with me, so hopefully she can take some videos of the scenery and so on. But I will at least say something when we start driving. And you will probably know by the thumbnail or by the title that what vehicle it is, but anyway, I will be quiet about that until you see it. And I think this will be very fun. I'm really excited about this. My wife is also excited about this. Yeah. But yeah, let's pick this up once we're in the car transport. So I just came back from my first little shopping spree for Peanut, or the E36 BMW, and here's what I bought. So the main thing is the coolant. So it says 12 kilograms, but roughly 12 liters. So that will be 50-50, so 24 liters. So I can do another change. We have some engine oil, some cheap one, just to run it through for a while. And then also this filling jug, since I don't have one, and it's just easier to have something that's graded. Hard to see in the video, but it's graded here, so I can mix the coolant properly. And together with the engine oil, we have an oil filter, and this is just because I don't know what's been done to the engine, and I don't know if it's blown or anything like that, so I want to stay on the cheap end. So this will be like a flush. And since they also had the fuel filter, I got one of those. And then we have some headlight bulbs, H7 in both low and high beam. Currently there are xenon lights for the high beam, but they are not functioning, or it's functioning on one side but not on the other. So I'm thinking that I will remove those and get it back to stock and functioning before I experiment anything more with them. We have these orange bulbs for the side indicators, which was a fail during the MOT because the paint on these bulbs are flaking off. So might as well change to new ones. And also one pair of clear ones. Not sure if I need them, but yeah, cheap enough to have on hand. Then we have a few different bulbs for the taillights. I'm not sure which are functioning, so I will find it out, but anyway, they are old. I think there is water in one of the taillights, so need to have a look at that, and also it's good to have a few spares on hand. And the same for these. I think these are for the interior. We will see. Not all of the interior lights are functioning, so I will do something about that. I needed M5 nuts for the alternator. Currently I borrowed one from one of the taillights, so I will replace that. And I also need some M5 screws for another project, but I couldn't find loose ones, so I bought a kit. We have a battery for the multimeter because that one was failing, and also batteries for the alarm fob. Not sure if these are the right one, but I don't get any reaction with the other one, so this is the other model that I read was working with it, so we will see. In case I don't want to raise up the car, then I can use this through the oil dipstick hole to drain the engine oil. We have this moisture eater, so it collects moisture from the air. There is a bit of moisture in the car, so I will put this in to avoid any mold. And then also some interior cleaning, just because. And then we also need a few rags, and also instead of using old buckets and things that don't really fit underneath the car, I got this collection bucket, and then just an extra humidity eater. So yeah, we have stuff to so that we can see if the engine is any good. Also a bunch of different hose clamps. There are a few missing and so on, so I just bought a variety of them. They will anyway be used in other areas as well. So
we do have a few things to take care of in the engine bay, but first let's have a look at how it went when we actually started the engine. So here you go.
Okay, here goes nothing. I'm ready.
And the problem was the starter motor. At first the solenoid would only click. So I bridged the terminals on the starter motor to try and force it without doing it with the key. And then I realized that the battery connection or the power wire going between those were not really installed properly on the starter motor itself. So I tightened that and then bumped it a few times with a screwdriver, and then it would start to turn over, and then we were able to film the video you just saw. So I'm not sure how good the starter motor is. I might replace it or renovate it, we'll see. But for now, let's say that works. The next thing is the alternator. So it's not charging. I'm not sure if it's a problem with the alternator or wiring, but I will replace the alternator just to be on the safe side, because as you can see here, there is a lot of fluid, so I'm not sure if the alternator got drenched. And also maybe that's hard to see, but the D connector. So in the middle now you see the power feed, but then you also have a smaller one closer to the camera, and that's the D connector, and that one did not have any nut, and it actually shorted between that one and the battery. So I'm not sure if the alternator is fried. I have installed the nut for the D connector, the one going to the alternator light in the dashboard. So we will replace that one, and at the same time I have new oil filter and the filter housing gasket, so we might do that. It's snowy out, so it's a bit cold. The mass airflow sensor is bad, I guess, because as soon as you connect it, the engine starts to run bad. So I will replace that one just to be on the safe side. And something to consider here is this is an M50 B25. This car came with an M52 B28. So we have the M50 intake, we have the hardware of the M50, but the electronics from the M52. So we have the M52 throttle body. That means that we have one gasket on the plenum side and one on the throttle side. So I need a piece of steel in between to take care of that, to make the seal good. But for example, the Vanus solenoid, it's connected here. I guess on the M50 it's the long one going underneath the intake manifold. So, and I'm not sure, you can see some hoses down there for the crankcase ventilation, and I'm not sure if that's the correct way. I've seen some videos of people taking the piece from the M52 intake manifold. So on the opposite side of this, you have the connections for the crankcase ventilation. So we'll have to look into that, because when the engine is running, I can open the oil filler lid. what else? We have some problems with the headlights, so I need to take care of that. We of course have the rusted sills, so I might be going wide body, or I will be going wide body. So instead of replacing the entire fender, I will buy the small piece that where you cut up here. So you just replace the lower part. I will get the replacement sills to take care of the rust. And this was a parking damage, so I will need to take care of that. But since we're going wide body, I can cut out much of this. So yeah. And I mean, brakes are working. It can move forward with its own, under its own power. So I think we have some potential. And also inside it's quite nice. Leather seats, which are also heated. And this I don't remember the name, but this panel, it's a bit bad, so I need to do the pixel repair. And I would like to have a hydraulic handbrake here instead, so we will do that eventually. So yeah, we have some work to do. It will be done outside, so back to the roots, so to say. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you would like to see about this project, and if you have any tips and so on, then please share them. But until the next episode, thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.